Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right? I mean, you're eating well, you're trying to exercise, but that scale just will not budge. Or worse, maybe it's even creeping up. It is such a common and honestly a deeply frustrating place to be, especially when your doctor tells you, hey, all your lab work looks fine. Well, today we're going to dive into the hidden metabolic signal that could be the real reason why, a signal that your standard tests almost always miss. And that, right there, is the paradox that leaves so many people feeling completely lost. It points to this breakdown in our metabolism that's happening silently, way before the usual alarms start going off. This problem has a name, and really understanding it is the key to finally turning things around. So the culprit here is something called insulin resistance. Basically, it's when your body's cells start to go, let's say, deaf to the hormone insulin. Just imagine your body having to shout a message louder and louder and louder just to get heard. Well, that shouting, that super high level of insulin, that's what causes all the metabolic chaos long before your blood sugar numbers ever change. Okay, so you're probably asking, well, why doesn't my standard blood work catch this? And that is the crucial question, isn't it? It's because most of the time we're looking at the wrong thing, or at the very least, we're looking at it way, way too late. Let's dig into why those numbers you think are so important can actually be pretty deceiving. Here it is. This is the core of the problem. Your body is brilliant, absolutely brilliant, at keeping your blood glucose in a nice, normal range. It will compensate for years, sometimes even decades, while the real issue is just getting worse and worse under the surface. So, high blood sugar isn't the first domino to fall, it's the very last. And what that means is that a diagnosis like prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, that's not the start of the problem. Nope, it's the result of a problem that's been quietly developing for a very long time. It's really just the tip of the iceberg, the sign that a long, silent metabolic battle is finally becoming visible. But here's the good news. We don't have to just sit around and wait for that late-stage diagnosis. Our bodies leave clues all along the way. So how can you become a bit of a detective for your own health and start spotting these early warning signs? You have to realize this whole process unfolds over a long, long time. So years ago, your cells might have just started becoming a little bit resistant. Today, that might be showing up as frustrating symptoms, like weight gain and fatigue. A diabetes diagnosis, that's way down the road. The most important part of this whole story is what's happening right now. So what are these clues? Well, they're often things we just kind of dismiss as normal. Things like gaining weight right around your abdomen, feeling totally wiped out after you eat a meal, battling these intense sugar cravings, or maybe seeing high triglycerides on a lab report. Could even be a diagnosis of fatty liver. Do any of those sound familiar to you? And this is so important. None of these are symptoms of diabetes. They are symptoms of the underlying issue that leads to it. Think of them like your body's check engine light, right? It's flashing long before the engine actually fails. Spotting them isn't a verdict, it's an opportunity. For decades, we've been told that weight gain is just a simple math problem, right? Calories. But what if that's not the whole story? What if it's not really about math, but it's about chemistry? Let's get into the hormonal twist that changes absolutely everything. And this right here is the big aha moment for so many people. We've been trapped for so long by this calories in, calories out model, which basically makes weight a matter of willpower. But the hormonal reality is a completely different world. It tells us that weight management is actually all about a signal. And the body's master signal for storing energy? That's the hormone insulin. See, when insulin is chronically high, like it is in insulin resistance, it sets this kind of metabolic trap. It's constantly yelling at your body to store fat. And at the exact same time, it puts a lock on your existing fat stores so you can't burn them for fuel. And to make it all worse, it messes with your brain's hunger signals, so you feel hungrier. You're storing more energy, and you can't even access what you've already stored. And this really gets to the heart of it. Your struggle isn't a failure of discipline, it's a battle against your own biology. Trying to win that with willpower alone is like trying to hold back the ocean tide. The only way to win is to address the underlying hormonal signal. Okay, so if it's a signaling problem, how in the world do we fix the signal? Well, this brings us to our final and I think most important section. We're going to talk about real, evidence-based strategies to reset and actually rehabilitate your metabolism. The goal here isn't another crash diet. It's something we can call metabolic rehabilitation. It's about healing your body's response to food and energy, creating a sustainable system that works with your biology, not against it. We're talking about a long-term fix, not a temporary one. So, how do we do it? Well, it really comes down to 4 key pillars. First, we prioritize protein to manage hunger. Second, we use resistance training to build muscle, which literally soaks up blood sugar like a sponge. Third, we optimize sleep, which is absolutely essential for hormone balance. And finally, we reduce those ultra-processed carbs that are the biggest drivers of high insulin in the first place. So let's circle back to one of the most important ideas here. If you have ever felt blamed or ashamed about your health struggles, please hear this. Your body is not broken. It's responding perfectly and logically. It's just responding to a disordered signal. So the key takeaway from all of this is actually pretty simple. Instead of fighting the symptoms, the weight, the fatigue, we need to fix the root cause. When you fix the signal, the outcome changes, all on its own. And that leaves us with a final, really crucial question. What if the path forward isn't about more discipline? What if it's about more clarity? What if the real solution isn't to try harder, but to simply send your body a better, clearer signal?